Hello, everybody. and Welcome to Outside the Box, the podcast devoted to supporting Central PA small business. I am your host, Derek Bixler, realtor and digital marketing geek right here in Central PA. I grew up on the Hill in Harrisburg, went to Mechanicsburg High School, go Wildcats, and went up to Penn College of Technology up in Williamsport. If anybody knows what that is, a few of you out there, I think they call it Penn College now. We called it Penn Tech. I don't think that name changed. Or stuck. So if you need to buy or sell a house, please contact me. We are in dire need of houses for sale. Text me, email me, throw a rock through my window, send me a carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do. We need houses like crazy. If you are interested in getting networking mixer updates and invites, episode announcements, and all our exclusive special offers, please go to, that's hard to say, I have to, exclusive special offers. Go to supportcentralpa.com and sign up for all those things. It's just one email a week and it's not spammy, and it's actually me drafting the things. So sometimes they're a day or two late, but is what it is. If you're on Clubhouse, follow me. I'm at Agent Derek on Clubhouse. And a reminder that every Thursday, 1 to 2, we are on Clubhouse with a Central PA Small Business Connect room where always point wrong, Krissy above me here is one of the hosts and moderators of that room when she can make it on Thursdays. So join us there and you get to exchange some business with people. A reminder to ask a question in the comments, or if you know either of these two people, I can't mess that one up because it's both. If you know either of these two people, please say something in the comments, say hello, tell us where you're listening from, ask a question. If we don't see it while we're going, we will come back later and address your questions and comments. And a reminder that all the replays are on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and soon on iTunes and all the audio players and everything. And so now I will shut up after my beginning ramble and bring in our guests, Krissy Cressler and Laurie Landis, and we're supposed to have a third, Melissa Altland, but she was having troubles, and hopefully she joins us at some point. And if she does, we will bring her in. But we will start with Laurie. So I'll preface before you go. Today we're talking with two different, I guess now, business women here in Central PA, and we just wanted to talk about women in business and your triumphs and challenges, and maybe some tips and hacks for other people out there listening. So first, before we go into that stuff, we'll tell about each of you personally and your business. So we'll start with you, Laurie, and I will bring you up big. And first, start off by telling about your background personally, where you grew up, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, thanks. It's great to be here. I grew up in Bloomsburg with my twin sister and a younger sister. And I graduated from Millersville University with an art degree and graphic design focus. And I worked in that field for 10 years. And then because we moved a lot with my ex-husband's job, his career as a college football coach, we were moving around a lot. So every time we moved, I had to start from scratch. And so when I was introduced to Mary Kay as a business opportunity, I was really attracted to the flexibility and the support and all of that that came with it. But the cool thing was that when we moved again and again and again and again and again, I was able to build on what I'd already established. So it was started in one place, but it just grew as I moved around to different places. So I have one son, and he lives in the Philly area. There's Melissa, and I live outside of Hershey with my 3-year-old lab mix, Addie. So that's a little bit.
You moved around a lot, and you went to school for graphic design. Did you use the graphic design degree at all before you got into Mary Kay while you were moving around?
Yeah, I did for 10 years. I had my own business with a partner, and then because of moving, had to dissolve that, and then freelanced a lot. It was really important for me to be home with our son. So I just kind of managed to, work from home, but always, I loved graphic design, but the part of starting over every single time, was a little, and also working by myself. I was it was just me, myself, and I. So I really I found that I really love working with people. I love the community of it, and but still working for myself. So I'm working for myself, but not by myself, which I love.
Sure. So you did the freelancing for 10 years, mm-hmm. And then how long have you been with Mary Kay?
I'm 28. So yeah.
Do they are there any benefits, any tenure, anything you get for being there for a long time?
You get recognition for it, but there's nothing, it's just I just love it. It's different. It's always different. It's always new. And especially when I was moving around to different areas. So it doesn't feel like it's been that long. And I've also moved, advanced my career within the company. It doesn't have anything to do with longevity. It has to do with motivation.
Sure. Do you have a pink Cadillac?
I knew that question was coming, and we are in the process of earning the pink Cadillac. I have been driving free cars for over 20 years, though.
Oh, awesome. So one of the rewards you can pick for having top sales is a car, and
Yes.
what, you have to get way up to get one of those? Or is there some kind of bar you have to set or be awarded and allowed to drive one of those?
Yeah, it's a leadership position. So when it's based on your number of team members. We're a dual marketing company, not a multi-level marketing company, but we just based on number of team members and your level of production, you earn the car and you have it for 2 years, and then you requalify every 2 years. So just when it needs new tires and new brakes, you get a new one.
Okay. And they have conventions and stuff, right? Do you go to like conventions or anything? So you're probably up there as far as seniority at those things, right?
Yeah, I'm a sales director, which is the top 2% of the company. So
how old is the company itself?
57 years old.
Oh, wow.
It was started by Mary Kay Ash, and she was named the greatest female entrepreneur in American history. And I just wanted to mention that because it's Women's History Month. And so, but she started it in Texas in 1963.
Okay. Do you know anything else about the history of it? I had no idea it was 57 years old.
Yes. Well, she started it because she wanted to give women an opportunity that didn't exist in 1963, and she wanted women to be able to have unlimited opportunities. So she started it with 7 other women, and it's now we've got we're in 40 countries around the world. Consultants everywhere. So it's
So lots of people have heard of Mary Kay, and we kind of maybe think of it, especially as a guy. Maybe I'm being gender biased there, but as a guy, I don't know much about it. I know it's makeup maybe or something. So tell us a little bit about it. Pretend like we're laymen and don't know anything about Mary Kay. So what do you offer, and you do parties and that kind of thing?
Yeah. So yes, and it's a skincare company. We also have color cosmetics, which like eyeshadow and lipstick and that kind of thing. But the main thing that put Mary Kay on the map was the skincare system. So and we do it in a way that present it to people in a way that's kind of unique, because we get together with them for a individual facial or a party with, where they get to actually try the products. So it's like, try before you buy, where very often you buy products for your a cleanser or moisturizer at a drugstore or department store or whatever. But this is a way to try it first, find out, have it personalized for your skin type and skincare needs. And then, if you like it afterwards, you can buy it. But it's also the experience of having that time for yourself, that facial, that, time to focus on yourself. That is, the service that we provide that I really love. It's teaching women how to take care of their skin, even young girls, about the importance of self-care and taking care of yourself. So it kind of makes us a little bit unique in that way, that you get to get that personalized service. And not only do you get a great product, but you get a consultant, to help navigate all the choices and find the right products for you.
And then you have people under you too, right? So do you train them, or how does that work?
Yes, we have teams, and as we move into leadership positions, we get to help mentor and coach other consultants to be successful. And I basically look at it as, helping consultants to live an unlimited life by design. So it can be whatever they want, at any level they choose. To enhance their income, or it can be just a side hustle, or it can be your full-time career. I support myself completely with my Mary Kay business. So yeah, I love the teaching aspect and the mentorship and helping other people to be successful. So that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, and there tends to be in multi-level sales businesses, there tends to be a lot of self-development and wellness and a lot of training along those lines that obviously applies to all kinds of things in other businesses in life too. So I always like that part of it. So if you had to pick, before we go to Krissy and she tells us about herself, I want to know, what if there was one product you had to pick, from Mary Kay, what would it be? And you can only choose one.
One.
Your favorite one product.
Right now, it's our Pure Retinol Clinical Solutions. By far.
All right. All right. And how do people get their hands on it? They just message you and say, I want that thing that you talked about on the show.
Yes. Yes. I want to look
And we'll
younger.
put your information up later, but yeah. So what does that do? I'm sorry. What does it do?
It's pure retinol. So it helps to build collagen, elasticity, reduce the, age spots. It just basically gives you back that youthful appearance of your skin and helps to maintain that.
Okay.
It's the gold standard to age fighting. So.
Yeah, who doesn't want that?
Right.
Yeah, so now we'll bring up, I'm trying to get my wits here. We're going to bring up Krissy up to the big screen. Hello, Krissy. And Krissy and I know each other. And a lot of you probably know her in the group. Tell us about yourself.
Sure, absolutely, Derek. Thanks for having me on. I am so just honored and blessed to be here with two amazing ladies along with you, Derek, today. So yeah, absolutely. So some of you know who I am. Some of you don't know who I am. I am a crazy busy mama of 6 children. We are a his, hers, and ours. I also help to empower women physically, mentally, financially. And with that, I have 2 companies that are near and dear to my heart. And so really just rocking that entrepreneur life. I know what it's like to be stressed out, to have kids everywhere and schedules change and run businesses. But at the same time, you can wake up every morning with loving what you do. And my biggest thing is teaching other women to do that and to have that. So my company that I have in Shippensburg is actually called Glow Getter by Krissy, which is below here, where I do spray tans and teeth whitening sessions. And right now, we're adding a couple other small business owners to the mix, which is exciting. We'll have pedicures and manicures soon, microblading, and we are right beside a hair salon that is actually opened up to our location. So that's really exciting. And then, of course, my Kynect business, which is really near and dear to my heart, is, something I've been doing for a little over 3 years now. And it's really what helped me to understand how to help other women. You could be a business owner out there. You can be a mama working a full-time job, but you have struggles, and all the different hats that you wear can sometimes feel overwhelming and frustrating. And, just where you get stress and anxiety of how do I pay the bills, or, what's the next day going to be, or how are my schedules going to change? And Kynect can really support those changes. And it has for me. So I love just helping other women and giving them confidence, with their everyday spending. I help them to go through their budget on their bills they have to pay every month. And I teach them how to make some money doing that with other people. So it's exciting.
Yeah, and it's cool that obviously you have a lot going on, and it's a lot, 3 different businesses, but and obviously only put one on your little thing there, but you have the other 3. So the Kynect is kind of nice because it gives you a recurring revenue, right? It gives you something that you can sell and keep getting money from, as opposed to the other businesses that you have that may not be as recurring. Although spray tans, people need spray tans somewhat recurring, right? Depends who you are. Or do people just get them for weddings? I don't know. Tell us about Glow Getter, which I put up on the thing. What is Glow Getter? It's teeth whitening, correct?
So it's actually the teeth whitening and the spray tan. So that's my mom actually had a traditional tanning salon for 25 plus years in our family in Shippensburg. And she retired at the end of 2019, and I was helping her at the time. When we closed the tanning bed part down, I decided spray tans, people still need it. I'd been doing it for 7 years and thought, why quit now? So I just continued to do them and just recently added the teeth whitening part to it. So that's kind of my part that helps me to help show other women, just like Laurie and Melissa, they all work on how to help women with self-confidence and how to feel better about yourself. We live in this crazy world where life can get you down sometimes. So why not feel better about who you are? And so that part is really what I love about Glow Getter.
Yeah, and I've known you for a while, and I guess I didn't get this. So it's the Glow Getter is a salon, and then you have all these services under the salon, and now you're adding the pedicures and the manicures and all that. Are those also business women that you're bringing in and giving work to?
Yeah, so basically they're their own business owners. And so what we're doing is just sharing a location together and really just bringing us all in one place to help bring more to our town of Shippensburg. So that's really what it's about. Is it's not me running them. They're their own businesses, which is exciting. We're just helping each other. Kind of just like the same thing I do with Kynect, you know, linking arms and helping.
It's very cool, actually. It's kind of like you have a one space where it's like a co-retail space. I don't know. Is that a thing? Do people purposely do that?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean,
It
obviously
really
they
is.
purposely do that, but is it a term that people use?
We're calling ours the collective. So that's what we're calling ours. And that is it is like in cities, there are, other, businesses that come together and do that and just share that space to have it in one place. And so that's kind of what we're mimicking.
Yeah. I guess they do it for flea markets and other things too, I suppose. Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. So tell us about the teeth whitening part of it. What does that entail, and kind of like the pricing and whatnot? It seems like a thing that everybody would kind of want at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who doesn't want to have confidence with their smile, right? I mean, let's be honest, we live in a selfie world and social media where people are posting pictures. Doesn't matter if you have a mask or not nowadays, people still are posting pictures. So the teeth whitening part is, it's pretty neat. There is the teeth whitening session part to it where we work on just the whitening session, but the most important part is the sealer part, which is the second part to what I do. And that really, to me, is what sold me on the company that I represent with GlowGetter. And it's all about just protecting what we just did and making sure that you get to keep that, bright white session longer. And Melissa actually is one of my clients. And so she can tell you a little bit about that too. But it's just, to me, one of the most important parts is protect your investment, right, of what you're paying for. So right now, there's a special $99 for the teeth whitening and the sealer session.
And then how many times do you have to do that? Just once and done, or you could do it a couple times, or it depends how terrible your teeth are. If you're a coffee drinker like me and hate your teeth, I just say screw it. I go on camera all the time, whatever.
Yeah.
But are there more sessions for people with worse teeth?
Absolutely. So I drink coffee. I like red wine. Those are things that definitely stain your teeth, right? So every 4 months is typical to come back, or you can have some maintenance products in between to utilize to keep them, nice and bright and protected. But most of the time, every 4 months, if you're not that, and you don't have the coffee and you're just like wanting to get it, maybe 6 months, it could last about 6 months, depending on what your lifestyle is what I tell people.
And how immediate is it? I know when you do this, some of it, it's kind of delayed till the next day. Like, how does it work?
Yeah, it's instant. You'll get instant results. You'll get 2 to 8 shades guaranteed. And we do have a money back guarantee on that too. So yeah, you come in and we just do our magic and you leave with a nice, bright smile.
How long does it take? Did you say that?
It takes typically, I leave 45 minutes for the actual session itself, but it's about a 30-minute process between both trays that go in.
And if you got a tan at the same time, your teeth would look extra white.
They do. And that's perfect for weddings. Perfect for people getting senior pictures. If proms are happening again at this point, who knows? But yes, perfect for those situations for sure.
Yeah, or any event or Christmas parties, or people seem to do that stuff for going on vacation too. I know people that get a spray tan before they go get a real tan so that they can phase into it, or what? I don't get it. But.
Of course, you have to be tan before you actually get tan because you can't go white.
Yeah, then you look like that person on the beach. Look at that ghost.
Yeah.
Laurie raised her hand on that. Nice.
Crazy.
All right, now Melissa, you are back, so we're gonna bring up Melissa on the big screen and let her tell us about herself. Melissa, hello. Tell us a little bit about yourself personally, and then about what you do.
Personally, well, I am a mom. I have 2 kids. The photography is my full-time gig, but my husband's a truck driver, so there's all that fun stuff. But I'm pretty simple. I mean, I do have a bunch of chickens and ducks. We're a big animal family, so they keep me busy too.
Where do you live? Like with a bunch of land, or are you in a development with chickens?
We have our own land. It's not as big, but I'm in like the Perry County side, so it's pretty rural, so it works.
Sure, sure. I know a lot of people with chickens, and it's getting really popular. And even in neighborhoods, it's starting. I'm a realtor, obviously. It's getting out of hand a little bit. And a lot of the townships now are actually pulling back because you used to be able to have like up to 5 chickens, and none can be roosters or whatever. But now a lot of them, when every house starts having 5 chickens, it starts being like a problem. So, yeah, that's cool though. So you get eggs from them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or are you
And it's
eating them
like,
also?
we use them, but I also do sell them too, just because between, oh my goodness, I think, well, oh my gosh, 12 chickens that lay, and then we have 5 ducks that lay. So I don't need that many eggs a day.
Ducks?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Huh. They make eggs? Are they the same size or bigger or smaller or what?
They're bigger and they are so much better for you, and they taste like way better.
Huh. Are they harder? Why aren't all eggs duck eggs then?
Well, I mainly wanted the chickens. My husband really wanted to have ducks. So, I mean, they essentially were our COVID project. We've been talking about it for a while, but then with COVID and everything, we were like, you know what, let's just go for it. And so we did.
Huh. This wasn't even, I'm liking this subject here. So what did you say you have? So ducks, huh. What other animals do you have?
So this is interesting though. So besides we have, typical cats and dogs. And then my daughter, she started out with 2 gerbils. We thought they were the same gender. One accidentally passed away. We got another one because we thought it was going to be the same gender. Then turned out to have a total of 21 gerbils. And we're convinced, I mean, that's been almost 3 years. We're convinced that they're immortal. They're going to live forever. We still have, I think, 15 gerbils left.
Yeah, those things mate like crazy. I had the same when I was little, same thing happened. My parents didn't think about it either. I wanted mice. We went and bought 5 mice, thinking about sex or mating or any of that stuff. One female, one male killed all the other ones. So then there was one female, one male left. And I wasn't thinking, I was just like, they just died. I didn't even know he was killing the other ones. I figured it out later. But then those 2 had like 50, to the point where we just took a box of mice to the pet store and gave them all back because they mate like crazy. So what did you do? You still have them? 21 of them?
We figured out how to tell like who's going to be who. But my gosh, they were the cutest little things. I actually, when we got them and we found out that they were having babies, I did little like newborn pictures of like the first litter. It was so sweet. They were so tiny, but man, they move fast.
Yeah, I don't know if they're like mice, probably similar. They're little pinky things, but then, I mean, real fast, they turn into the fuzzies and then they're hopping. And within like a couple weeks, it's a mouse. And within there, they're already having more babies. It was like 10. And then like a week later, it already having more babies. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So you hinted at taking pictures of the babies. Do you take pictures of all the animals? Where did the photography come into play? Tell us about that a little bit.
When I'm just kind of like bored, then I just take pictures of the animals a lot because my kids are kind of at the age where they just don't want to participate in anymore. But the original part, I mean, I've done photography as a hobby. I started that back in 2013, but it wasn't until we struck like a financial need that we had to do something. And of course, with my husband's schedule, it would be so difficult to figure out finding a job or make that all work, plus kids in school. And so I just kind of went on with that. And that was my original why, was the financial need, but it's grown a lot since then.
Yeah, necessity sometimes is the drivers for us to start doing something, and then you build upon that. So we all can kind of relate to that a little bit, I think. So what is your main focus within photography? Are there certain things, a niche that you fill, or is it everything?
I really I consider myself I call myself like a legacy photographer. I am more focused on the story behind the sessions and my clients versus specific things. So I cover anything from where it's portraits, boudoir, and weddings. But I find it so interesting that when the pandemic started, boudoir kind of became the forefront. That's kind of what my clients were needing more from me. So that's kind of became my my number one booked session. But I still love doing everything else.
So what is that?
Yeah.
What is boudoir?
Boudoir, it is mainly women, but guys can do this too. But it's more so an empowerment session. It's just a moment for a lady or even a couple to have time to themselves where they dress or undress to however they're comfortable. And I do very tasteful type of pictures. I mean, I'm comfortable to go as far as however my clients want to go. But it's just allowing that time just to reconnect with themselves.
Okay. Krissy looks like she wants to say something about what it is.
I was just going to say, like, about the self-care part, right, Melissa? I mean, it's truly what women needed the most, I think, from wearing all our crazy many hats, right? The self-care part was so huge during this pandemic when every mom was like, what am I going to do? My kids are at home now. Like, let me do something fun for me. And Melissa was able to really transform her business. And Laurie and I got to watch her transform her business and herself as a person, as a woman, as a mom, as a business owner. She became this whole new just woman, really empowering other women. And so if you've never met Melissa, you need to, and you need to have a session with her. So she's amazing.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great vote of confidence there, which is also leads into my first question is we're going to go around and kind of share a triumph, a challenge, and a tip or a hack for people out there, women in business out there. So whoever wants to go first, maybe start with a triumph that you've had over the last year, or maybe something that sticks out to you during COVID that you feel like you handled well, or whatever you want to share, some triumph. Laurie, go for it.
All right. I think, the ability to pivot when the world just stopped, it was really cool how we were able to just do what I do in person virtually. So I was mailing samples of skincare products and color samples to women and meeting with them over Zoom or FaceTime while they're at their sink, washing their face. And the thing that really, some people were doing that because the technology offered it, but a lot of us were just sticking with the traditional way of working our business, which through Zoom, we've discovered it's an opportunity to reach out to people in any location, so I had people getting together with their moms and their cousins and their, sisters and their college friends. And so it really opened an opportunity that's never going to change, so also the confidence of being in front of, to be on camera on Zoom, and getting the lighting, the angle, all that stuff, figured out is, just learning new skills, stretching out of your comfort zone. And then just knowing that, you're not going to give up, that there's, you've been thrown this challenge. And also there was tons of support within my business. I mean, people just started coming up with training tidbits and ideas and ways to modify your business under these circumstances. But so the other part of the question was what was it? That was the success, I guess, during the.
We'll come back with the challenge, right? Right now,
Okay.
We're just doing the triumphs.
Okay.
But
Right.
I love that pivoting and learning that sometimes you have to pivot and how to pivot and all that kind of stuff. And it's great that Mary Kay, I'm sure, provides all kinds of resources and trainings. And can you do parties via Zoom?
Yes.
Can you do a virtual party and you just show makeup tips on Zoom?
Yeah, we do like a show and tell kind of thing where they don't have to have samples, or we can send samples out and people be, trying them along with you as you go along. We've had, now we do Facebook parties. There's just a lot of different ways to connect with people, and it's not limited now. So you can have like 3 parties a day or 5 a day, or you could have 20 people.
I was going to say it might be better. I mean,
Yeah.
you can, that kind of sales, webinar sales and demonstrative sales, all that kind of stuff is huge, one to many. Yeah. I mean, so you're learning valuable skills, and what they say, we progressed 10 years in 3 months technologically. Yes. So you did that and you kept with it. The people that didn't do it are going to be left behind. So that's awesome. Who wants to go next with a triumph?
I'll go.
Do it.
Okay, so one of the biggest things that came out of, let's just say, the last couple of years for myself is learning how to, when you see opportunity, to take it and take a leap. And through COVID, right, and all those struggles, like Laurie was just saying, was embracing that and understanding that it's okay that you don't have all the answers, but that you can continue to learn, because new things are going to challenge you every day. So in my Kynect business, I've literally transformed myself, but now I'm linking arms with other women that are ready to take a transformation too. And because I've been there, I can lead them, but I'm also reaching up to my mentors saying, hey, help me now get to where I want to be. And so I think one of the best things about that is just watching more women come together and help one another. And with these two lovely ladies, collaboration is key in your business. Small business owners, women business owners need to link arms and come together to help each other. I wouldn't have known either of them if it wouldn't have been for Master Networks. That's how I met them. And now we're linking arms and collaborating on all different levels. And it just shows you that you've got to get out of your own way, and you've got to take those little doors of opportunity to find the big ones.
So seizing opportunity is something that I feel like you did before COVID anyway, but maybe COVID pushed you to seize opportunities even more and take action on. Is there anything that you took action on particularly that stands out to you that you're kind of proud of, that yes, I was able to accomplish that?
I mean, I will say, as a mom with 6 children and running multiple businesses, being very intentional with my time blocking, giving things the necessary time needed. I'm still learning, right, Derek? I even asked other people. I asked Derek the other day, hey, what do you do? Because I want to learn, I want to grow. And it's just getting out of my own way so that I can continue to, which I think I'm getting better at.
Totally. And we were all kind of forced to here learn some things or just fall behind. And if you're diligent, you learned how to cope with things. Melissa, what's a good triumph you had other than the awesome duck eggs, which I'm weirdly very interested in now for whatever reason? Tell us a good triumph you've had.
Oh my goodness. There were so many wins in 2020. But I would say definitely just kind of what Krissy said, the collaboration, such a big thing. Small businesses is a really big part of one of my tiers with my business. I say community, stories, and legacies. So community, I really wanted at the beginning of the year, well, end of 2019 into 2020, I really wanted to network more. And which is what led me into Master Networks after I'd done the meeting, and just kind of it fit with what my whole idea and purpose was with it. But also through the Central PA Support Small Business Group, I've collaborated with Kathy, who's always posting those beautiful arrangements. I would buy flowers from her, and I took pictures for her, and I posted them, sharing all of that. And we've gotten really close. So it was amazing building that relationship. And even, I believe I'm saying her name right, Branya, she was doing the clay project. That was April, that time last year. And so I had a whole thing on that because it was actually my daughter's birthday. I took pictures of my kids molding and everything else and getting them back. So it's really pushed me to kind of get into that. And also with the networking part in Master Networks, the educational part to it is what I really needed too, because at that point I was still in my 3rd year of business. I'm now into my 4th year. And it's really helped me to develop more as to what my entire vision is. And it actually had me form my LLC because of that.
That's awesome. So it lit a bit of a fire under you. So collaboration is huge. And is Master Networks the first networking group you had been a part of?
It is. Yeah, it's my first experience with any networking.
Had you gone to a bunch to look for it, or you just it came upon you when you happened to be open to networking groups now and you said, sure, I'll do this? It was kind of the right time.
It was definitely the right time. I knew that last year it was I felt the need to start expanding, because especially when it comes to, with a lot of our businesses, there's a bunch of people that also do photography and also with real estate and everything else. And I was okay, I need to find my direction that kind of makes me more unique. And I did look into another local networking thing, but when I was looking at the event stuff that they do, I didn't see where I really would fit or grow from. But when I attended my first Master Networks meeting, which was before everything got shut down, we had to go virtual. What I really like the most is that when you have an established chapter, you can actually start with your chapter doing events for the community, whether it's fundraising and just doing stuff like that. And like, that's really what my heart is in, is when it comes to like the charities and just doing something fun to get to meet new people.
Yeah, and getting involved in projects and things. And like you said, they have lots of trainings and things that you get out of a group. It's not just come and give a referral and give your 30-second pitch. There's a lot more to it. I want to know more about this clay project you mentioned that somebody else was doing. And you could throw a name out. Maybe you already said the name, or if there's a business that's good, you feel free to name drop. Tell me a little bit more about that clay project.
Yeah, it was Branya. I don't know if she's going to do it again, because I honestly, I thought it was so much fun, and I would love for her to do it again. Because actually my son just brought it up because his birthday is now coming up and he wants to do something fun. But she was doing something where it was really affordable. You would just get this clay from her. She would like schedule like for you to like meet up or something like that. And then she did like instructional video. I mean, of course she had like a project, but I mean, you know, kids, they can do whatever they want. And then we brought it back to her. She fired it up. Once it was done, we got it back and we got to paint it. And it was just something fun, and it helped, you know, support her too.
Yeah, super cool. And really visual things tend to do really well in the group. Like those woodworker guys, their names escape me, but they do really well. Anybody with really visual businesses seem to take fire in there. So how about a challenge now? We can go to the same order, Laurie, Krissy, Melissa, or whoever has a challenge on the ready that you've experienced kind of over the last year. And it could be related to COVID or not related to COVID. It doesn't necessarily have to. I'm assuming they all probably will, but it doesn't have to. Laurie, you want to go first?
Sure. I would say, you know, my whole, I think the biggest challenge, and it has been over this past year, is that my way of meeting people and sharing what I have to offer has like completely shut down, you know, vendor shows and, you know, different, and getting out and about, you know, just meeting new people. And so that I'm bringing up Master Networks again, because I've been a part of Master Networks for close to 6 years. And it became really vital that I was able to connect with people through Zoom. You know, we continue to meet and like you said, it's not just about, you know, giving referrals and, you know, just sitting there for an hour and then going out. We really connect outside of that. And so the collaboration and the support and encouragement and ideas that were shared and people working for each other just became a really, you know, I don't know what I would have done without it, to be honest. You know, I really don't, because I was in my house, you know, I mean, like all of us, you know, we were in our house, in our homes. And so that, you know, someone pointed out that each of us has like 1,000 people behind us. So if you have a, you know, group of 20 people meeting each week, you've got, you know, everybody has 20,000 people to connect with. So that's just been, you know, and we sincerely, I think the thing I love about it is the genuineness of it, you know, that it's the referrals and the connections that we offer each other are because we know and trust each other so well, because we see each other every week. So so that was the challenge for me, was like, how am I going to build this, you know, get out and expand my business when I'm inside? You know, you know.
And personal connections, it sounds like maybe you were craving, like we all were, and it's totally understandable. And I kind of did the same thing. I poured into the Central PA Support Small Business Group and networking there and putting more into giving and connecting people with people online. Are there any particular challenges as a woman, not over the last year, but maybe a challenge just as a woman entrepreneur in general that you've experienced and had to overcome?
You know, I really, I can't say that. I think other than, you know, being a mom and wanting to, you know, make that my priority. My son was our priority. And with moving around, I was his only constant. You know, I mean, his dad as a football coach, he was gone a lot. And that steered, like you said, necessity, you know, is the mother of invention, you know, like that's what led me to this career that I have, that I may not have found otherwise, because And I really do have a passion for helping other women to navigate that too, because, I know I've heard stories of, women who couldn't take off work to take care of their children or had to lie and say, there was something else. Or I knew someone who lost her job because she took time off to be home with her mother while she was dying. It was like things like that, because we're the caretakers, but we're also breadwinners too, so I think I have, met that challenge, run into that challenge myself, and I know a lot of women who do. So it's, balancing that. And that's what I love about, what I do, because it allows me to do that.
I'm guessing that's a driver for a lot of women and men now too, frankly. I have kids and I work and have to have this job so I can go pick them up and everything too. So some of us men are in the same position as well. But I'm guessing we're going to hear the same from Krissy and Melissa, that parenting and needing to be a parent is one of the drivers for having to be self-employed and being able to do what you need to do when you need to do it and all that. So I love that you mentioned that, and we're all experiencing that like crazy, especially during this COVID when they get sent home or things get canceled. Yours, I don't know how young yours are. Mine are all up in my business if they're at home. So,
but yeah, I'm not dealing with it. Thank goodness. I was very glad to know that I was not. My son's past that point. So. Good
for you. Krissy, tell us a challenge first, just a business challenge over the last year, and then we'll a general challenge as a woman business person.
Okay, well, I'm going to kind of take this in a roundabout thought process here, if that's okay. So I think one of the biggest challenges over the last year was how you view failure and how I was viewing failure. And really, failure is not something to look down upon. It's to look upon it and grow and use it as an experience to make yourself better and to help other people. And so over this last year, I have felt failure, and I have, seen things change and try to understand it and just be what I need to be, but understand that things will happen, but they're happening for a reason. Right. And so my job now is to learn from those things and let other women know out there, and men, that failure is okay. It's a part of life, and we're going to continue to have these things happen, but that we need to grow from that and become better because of it. And so I too, have experienced, some ups and downs, but it's a part of the process and it's a good thing. But I'm going to take the well-rounded method here. And I truly think my biggest thing of helping women in general, and I will say mamas because I am one and I wear the many hats, it's understanding that limited mindset. Because it comes from all these places, from when we were younger to whenever we were growing up, that we weren't good enough, that because we don't have a college education, we can't do something, all of these things that would hold us down and become challenges to, they say, I just heard it in a book the other day on Audible, that 85% of people are just miserable every day at what they do. Why is there 85% of people miserable? Let's be honest. Like, you have the choice to do what you want with your life, and you have one life, right? So why aren't you allowing yourself to open your mind up, find new things, break down those walls of limiting belief, and become somebody that you were created to become? And so, one of the biggest things that I'm focused on is leading women, and particularly to those things, to show them that they can choose to become better and do something more. And, I leverage that through the power of my Kynect business. That's really what I do. I help network through master networks to meet more people, to show them about a good place where you can have a circle of people around you, surrounding you to lift you up and help you. And I just think that it's one of those areas that more people need to look at for growth, and using those things as a way to just be better.
Do you find that women in general don't think of themselves as being somebody that could start a business or be a business person? Or I'm not projecting that or saying that. I'm truly asking. And also I see it in my daughter somewhat. I mean, all these limiting thoughts, I fight them. I have 2 daughters, and it really drives me nuts. A whole lot of things drive me nuts. But when she comes home and says, well, I can't do that because that's a boy thing, or that's a boy thing, or whatever. And I just want to say, who said that? Who said that? Because it's not a thing. And if you don't want something that's pink or purple, you got to buy a boy's version of something. If you don't want glitter on it. So I'm dealing with all that stuff too. Do you tend to agree that women kind of have that belief that or maybe more of it than men that don't think of themselves as being able to do something for themselves?
I do. And the reason why I say that's because I train women just like Laurie does. Right. And so I get to see it, and I watch women come with so much potential, and I see it, but they can't see it in themselves yet. And it all comes back
She froze.
to believe, right? I believe in them before they believe in themselves, but I say, listen, ride on my belief. Let me help you. And so I do think, and I think it's just the world that beats you down. And I think that's where you have to see failure and view it differently. And so my whole thing is I've learned from things. By no means am I where I want to be. I am growing every day. But if I can just help other women to instill in them that it's okay. You know, let's link arms and let's do this thing. It's okay. You can choose the life that you want to live. And I think that's important. We need to start that, Derek, when they are young. I mean, I have a stepdaughter. Majority of boys are in my house right now, but still, they also need these things where we tell them, you're worth it. You can do that. Stop putting those limitations on yourself, you know, because if we are doing these things, we should also be helping our children through these things, right?
Yeah.
Totally. And it can go both ways for both sexes. And boys say the same thing. Well, I can't do that because that's a girl. Whatever. You could do whatever you want, and stop saying that. Laurie, what did you want to add?
Well, I just want to say that, you know, I one of the things that I have a passion for are like teenage girls, you know, because, and I'm sure it's same for boys as well, but, you know, especially with girls, there's, you know, when they're little, they can conquer the world, you know, like a 12-year-old, she feels, you know, she's, you know, feisty and confident, and then turns 13 and, you know, starts to compare, you know, listen to criticism, internalize it, you know, and really lose your, you know, their sense of who they are or their value. And, you know, so I think it really starts then that we really have to, you know, just in magazines, we compare ourselves as women. I think we compare ourselves to pictures in magazines, you know, that are airbrushed, you know, it's not a real person, you know, so I think it's so important that we, you know, talk to young girls about, you know, your uniqueness, that you're special the way you are, you know, you've got to love yourself. And I think as women, we've got to, you know, I think those are the things that hold us back from living an unlimited life, you know, and being the best version of ourselves, because we internalize those false thoughts. And I always thought it would be the greatest gift in the world if we could all see ourselves the way other people see us, you know, because when you compare yourself to someone else, you're comparing your worst attributes to their best, you know, and you can never win in that term. So I agree completely with Krissy that it's it may be slightly more unique to women, but I think probably everyone has, you know, has to learn to love themselves and see the best, you know, and I think the fact that we're unique, you know, that you got to embrace that.
Yeah, and being okay to fail, like Krissy said, and failing forward, so to speak, and learning from your mistakes, and just not thinking if I mess up, that's it. Again, to reference my kid, I love when she falls and said, I can't do that again. No, it's good. Yes, you got scraped. That means you're doing better. If you're not messing up, you're not getting better. You're not trying harder. I just had this conversation this weekend with it, and I just keep pushing it in there. And I love that you guys are doing, you ladies are doing it. I say that all the time too. I'm trying to change that. You ladies are doing it also. So it's really, really awesome. Melissa, have you had any particular challenges as a woman or over the last year?
I mean, definitely as a business, because I mean, photography, I have to be around people. So that just kind of where I just did pivot, where I just started, you know, networking and collaborating with the other small businesses I had mentioned, and then just being with the master networks. But as in a personal way, I mean, just like Krissy said, I mean, I'm a mom. I have a 13-year-old and I have a 5-year-old. And it was especially difficult when the school shut down for my 5-year-old, because he is a social butterfly and he will talk from sunrise to sunset and probably in his sleep if he could. But and just all the other things. And my husband's job, it didn't stop. I mean, truck driver, he had his whole other stress with everything. I mean, we've all seen in the news during that time of like all the lineups of it was a lot. So that's why I feel like as for me, how like the boudoir part really became the forefront, just because I know for myself as a mom, and I know the stress, and even for ladies that don't have children, I know a lot of ladies that are in the healthcare field and stuff like that have so much stress going on, that I just started to include a whole lot more into the boudoir sessions, where I have hairstylists, I have makeup artists. Laurie has provided makeup for one of my clients. I just recently was talking to Krissy more to include a special for teeth whitening and spray tans. I've included another small business, and this is all the businesses I've been collaborating and networking with have been between Master Networks and in the Central PA Support Small Business Group. And that's if anybody ever sees me asking about people in the area for things, that's why, because I want to keep including more. And I'm still looking for like massage therapists. I'd love to collaborate some way to bring it in for that. That way, when my ladies book a boudoir session with me, they're not just getting that time to be by themselves. They're not just getting that time to have their hair and makeup done. They get a small little charcuterie board, alcohol if they want to, just to really pamper themselves. I'd love to offer something for even afterwards, just to continue that whole like self-care journey. So it's just all ladies.
Sounds awesome. I kind of want to do it.
Guys can do it too. I mean, I've already talked to my husband. I've asked him if he would be okay with that, and he trusts me.
Yeah, day of pampering for men too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even need the pictures. You could just do the rest of the stuff for me. I'll be down for that. Somebody in my office just asked me, he was talking about a pedicure. Somebody wanted him to get one or something, and he was like, I've never done. And I was like, definitely do it, especially if they're just going to do it for free. Definitely do it. Those are the best.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. Everybody deserves to have self-care, and it doesn't mean that it's just for guys, it's just for girls. We all deserve to feel special and important. And just like when it comes to when Laurie was saying about how we're all so unique and how we compare ourselves to other people. Like I'm pretty sure majority of us, gain a couple extra pounds during this pandemic. I hear so many people say, oh, well, when I lose weight or when I this, and it's like, I respect that. And it's, especially when it comes to boudoir, it's all about your mindset. I can't fix that, but I can help you see yourself as to truly how you look. Because nobody likes Uncle Bob at the family gatherings taking pictures, and it's always at our worst angles and everything like that. But when you work with somebody that knows all of this, like, it's just been amazing. So many transformations from like the inside out with all the ladies I've worked with the past year.
Yeah, and any smart person knows if you take a picture of a woman, and again, I'm being gender biased, you don't just post it. You let them see it first, especially if they're like close up, or I've learned, no, I never do it. If I'm doing it, they see it first. Yeah, I've learned that lesson a few times. Dudes too, though, but yeah, totally. So looks like we're coming up to the end. This is great. We're going long here, but so we will, let's do our funny questions before we go out. Well, before we go out, we'll let everybody know how they can find you. We'll go through your websites and your phone numbers and all that stuff. But before we do that, we always ask a funny question that has nothing to do with the topic or what we're talking about or anything. I just Google funny questions. There are 81 of them on the list. So one of you pick a number between 1 and 75, and then I'll read 3 of them, and each of you can pick one to answer. So one of you pick a number between 1 and 75.
46.
46. All right, Laurie, you go first. 46. I'm going to read all 3 and you can pick which one you want to answer. Who's the most interesting person you've ever met? Who's your favorite superhero? Or what is your favorite holiday?
Oh, geez. The most interesting person I've ever met. I really want to answer that one, but I'm like, nothing's coming. Let me think. Oh, do I really have to go first?
Krissy can go if one of you have one going, go. Superman is my superhero. First? I can tell you that.
What'd you say?
Superman is my favorite superhero to keep it moving. Yeah, that's an easy one though. Who doesn't want Superman?
Like if my kids right now would be screaming out superheroes right now. I'm not a huge superhero person. I know that sounds terrible, but I'm not, because all the boys are into it. I'm gonna go with my favorite holiday, because that's easy. My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving, because I truly, truly, truly believe that like giving thanks is one of the most important things that you need to do, not just one day, but you need to do it every day. Because once again, if we haven't learned enough through this pandemic and everything that's happened in this world, we need to give thanks for the small things so that we can have our mind and our energy and everything opened up to have more things come, right? So Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I tell my kids, you got to give thanks before you give gifts or get gifts at Christmas,
Yes.
right? Tell
That's
your
good.
kids that, Garrett.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've
that's
come up with mine.
fantastic. Go ahead.
I know my favorite, well, I would say the most interesting person, the reason I can't think about it is because I'm constantly meeting interesting people, honestly. I mean, I really am. I don't know that I've met the most interesting person yet. So that's a very, what do I want to say, PC answer. But I also, I would say my favorite superhero would be Wonder Woman in honor of our conversation. And Christmas is my favorite holiday because my whole entire family gets together, and it's now we're having Southern Christmases, which is a lot of fun too. So
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My daughter likes Wonder Woman also. Melissa, and sorry to keep it quick, but keep it quick because I got to close this out before 60 minutes or I can't put it on IGTV. So maybe just your favorite holiday.
Yeah, no, my favorite holiday by far is Christmas. If you can't tell from what I do with my business, I am a giver. I love to give. And there's so many other things that I do within my business that gives as well. Like I do a special thank you offer for those that are veteran, active duty members, if they're first responders, teachers, and in the healthcare field. And there's so much more I could go on about with what I do with my business to help with the communities and also to preserve the legacies of my clients. So Christmas with giving, that's me.
Yeah, that's good. That's probably most people's favorite one, I would think, and along with Thanksgiving. All right. So usually I put up all your information and let you guys go through it, but I'm not gonna because we got 3 minutes here for me to close this out. But all your information is up in the description and will be everywhere for everybody to find. There's Laurie's, there's Krissy's. Everybody write it down real fast. Just kidding. You can find it in the description and we'll close it out here. That's from yesterday. The announcements. If you're interested in a business spotlight package, please contact us or go to the website. And a business spotlight package consists of Greg coming to your business and interview here like you're seeing with them in a networking mixer at your business if it permits. To get our special offers, join our email list, 1 email a week. Join our Facebook group if you're watching this on LinkedIn, YouTube, IGTV, like I mentioned a minute ago. Please head over to Central PA Support Small Business on Facebook and join the group. Lots of business happening in there. You heard Melissa mention it, that she's getting business out of there. Krissy gets business. I'm still pointing the wrong ways here. Everybody's getting business out of there. And also just networking and meeting great people. I've made some really, really lasting relationships and friends in there. If you are on Clubhouse, follow me. I'm at Agent Derek on Thursdays. Again, after the episode on Thursdays, 1 to 2, we have a group there. Krissy is also a part of that, one of the hosts, moderators, when she can make it. If you are buying or selling a home, please reach out to me, text me, email me, throw a rock through my window, send a carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do. We really, really need houses for sale right now. Prices are way, way up. So if ever you needed to sell, this is a great, great time. Even if you just need to know what yours is worth right now, hit me up. Remember to support Central PA small business. And these 3 right here, again, their information will be in the description. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. And yeah, we got out with 2 minutes to spare. Thanks for watching. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, guys. Go out and rock your day.
See you, everybody.